Introducing India's reigning hula hoop champion, Ushvataman. At least I think that's how you say it. He's coming very soon in Lostbelt 4's second banner. Lostbelt 4? Weird name for a Beyblade crossover, but sure. This is the banner that includes the ultimate healer Asclepius and the ultimate berserker Arjuna Alter. Does Ushvataman match up, or is he the Leon Kawada of this class? Hot Wheels operates as a very aggressive brawler. Dude's got a high attack stat, second highest of the 4-star archers after Fujino. Before I go on, I have to warn you that his skill names are tentative, so they might be different from what you see tomorrow. Let's start with his second skill, Violation of Chivalry. It's a 3-turn buster steroid that also comes with an on-hit debuff that reduces your target's defense when you hit them with buster cards. This is Hot Wheels' bread and butter, and it's going to generate the most consistent damage for you. On the other hand, there's Revered Soldier. It's a 3-turn quick buff that increases crit damage when you hit with quick cards. Playing around this is a little more awkward since Indian Garen doesn't have star-related skills. You can make some with a QAQ or BQQ chain, but not being able to self-quick chain is a hassle. If you see a good hand to get the procs and build crit stars, go for it, but I'd say you should avoid tunneling on Revered Soldier too much. If anything, get stars from teammates like Hans or craft essences like Fragment of 2030. Then there's Summer BB. Violation of Chivalry and Revered Soldier are charge-based, so you can't get more procs by locking your hand. However, you can immediately follow up on the procs that you do get, and she gives you star income to boot. As a brawler, you can expect Rule 63 Terra to lose a fair bit of health from stray hits, while you can take advantage of that with his noble Phantasm. Sudarshana Chakra Yamaraj is a single target buster attack that purges defensive buffs, though tragically that part applies after the hit. Its overcharge effect is Enmity. The lower your health, the more damage it does. All he needs now is a guts buff to exploit that. Unfortunately, Mystic Gem of Mani doesn't deliver on that end. It gives you some nice consolation prizes though, invulnerability and 30% charge at level 10. That makes it a priority to skill up, though you'll be faced with some hard choices about when to use it. Either you can pop it on cooldown to get more frequent NPs, or you sit on it to weather enemy NPs. If you want to do guts memes with Wheel of Fortune, you'll need external help. One solution is to run Santa Nightingale, who's coming later this year. She's an archer who can give guts and various offensive buffs to help out. You can also run the Anniversary Blonde Mystic Code, which features a buster buff, star dump, and gut skill, though that last one is a bit too strong in terms of the health that it gives back. And if you're feeling really brave, run Chen Gong. His Noble Phantasm kills an ally, and this will pop Ushvataman's guts. You can even chain their NPs consecutively so that Hot Wheels immediately gets a damage boost on his. Chen Gong also has a targeted taunt, so he can screen to make sure Hot Wheels doesn't die on the same turn. For a more conventional strategy, consider Merlin Buster Crit memes. Merlin works against the enmity thing, but when you're critting for 100k plus, I'd say that's a worthy trade-off. Then there's the meme team. Caster Limbo has huge attack and crit buffs that double up on chaotic evil allies, but the human Beyblade is chaotic neutral, meaning he only gets half of that equation. Real tragic. Unless... You may recall that our old friend Moriarty got a buff not too long ago, one that lets him turn his allies evil. He himself is already chaotic evil, so he benefits from Limbo's buffs out of the box. Dude's an archer to boot, so for a meme, your team gets to be fairly cohesive. Moving on to craft essences, you've got a lot of options since Spin to Win isn't strictly married to his noble Phantasm. For guts memes, you've got Divine Three-Legged Race and Grudge Match. Both have full attack investment and they revive with 1 health, so in combination with Chen Gong, you can get maximum enmity pretty much on demand. Starting charge options are fine, of course. Kaleidoscope, Max Limit Broken Imaginary Element, Golden Sumo, Aerial Drive, and Devilish Bodhisattva. You've got buster options like Limited Zero Over and Joint Recital, buster quick hybrids like Rivalry of Local Warlords, and Black Grail for less memey NP builds. Down the road we get Like a Bird, a free craft essence that gives passive star income, has 2 types of crit steroids, one of which specifically buffs buster cards, and it has a full attack investment. Good stuff. For command codes, I'd recommend Inexistent Phantasmal Horse for quick crit damage. Then depending on your expected star income, you can pick between 2 categories of codes for your buster cards. Crit damage amplifiers like Mistress of the Heavens and Crimson Hearted Liege's Command Seal, or star absorbers like Majin-san and Armament of Victory. Ushvataman is a pretty interesting attacker. Didn't have a chance to mention it earlier, but he has a passive called Fury Incarnate that, among other things, gives him blanket mental debuff immunity. Notably, that includes charms and certain delayed stuns. Really cool. Something you should keep in mind for challenge quests. His combination of invuln offensive buffs and enmity make him a powerful finisher, and if you set him up correctly, he can feasibly win face races. Dude's got neat tricks, but being a hybrid servant does come with drawbacks. makes it harder to fully exploit his strengths. Also, on-hit buffs are generally slow and prone to disruption. The quick procs in particular take a turn to really pay dividends, and all sorts of terrible things can happen in the meantime. Overall, he's not quite as game-changing as Asclepius or Arjuna Alter, but everything else you get in the banner is ridiculously good, and you may just end up getting a few copies of him, which is what happened to me. He's story locked too, so you have very few chances to fish for him specifically. And make no mistake, he's still pretty good. If you get Hot Wheels, I'd recommend scaling him up. Thanks for watching. Like if you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more, and come watch me on Twitch where I stream every weekend, 3 p.m. Pacific time. Normally I go from Friday through Sunday, but I'll be streaming tomorrow, Thursday, which is when the Ushvataman banner should drop. So stop on by for a good time. See you there.